myself. She told me that all love is free, and I ain't got a thing that you might call wealth. If you don't wanna be what you are, you don't see what you are, take a look for free, yeah. If you don't really like what you got, then you might wanna come take a tip from me. Cause my girl love me for my imperfections. When I'm there with good intentions, got no whips and I got no mission. It's a good thing I got imperfections, yeah. I got imperfections, yeah. I got imperfections, yeah. Don't act nice just cause I'm sweet. I don't wanna waste your time. Don't like them if they don't like me. They ain't even on my mind. I could be tripping on what they might not like what I got. I don't have time to waste it. Now seems like a waste of thought. Cause my girl love me for my imperfections. When I'm bad with good intention, got no whips and I got no mention. It's a good thing I got imperfections, yeah. I got imperfections, yeah.
Funky type, funky type, bump it like, yeah. But I can enter through the funky type, bump it like love it a bunch. I got a feeling that the ceiling's off, call it a hunch. We got the romper room, bang a beat, boogie we slay, so light the world up. And show me your hands, I see the run around the universe was part of the plan. Rock a kaleidoscope, life is dope. Life is dope, like a kaleidoscope. Hunger keeping me focused, I hope you notice. To avoid the hocus pocus, now we looking explosive. And acapella, hear a beat, there is getting ferocious. And all the wild crocodiles steady writing my opus.
Feeling so fly, yeah, you know, baby looking good, baby come inside, love that how you do it so right. You got that fire.
My mama, but in the meantime I cut a clean rhyme, cut a clean line.
Oh yeah, pass me by, yeah, pass me by. Use this breath until we sky, until we sky. No more rest, no more rest till I test these, yeah. And I pray we smile as we play these, pray we sky.
Yeah, light the world up. Light the world up. Bang a beat. Bang a Boogie, boogie, boogie.
Make it be no thing. Yeah, you wouldn't believe all the places you'll go with things that you'll see. And if it's still no thing, and you dare to come back, I'll be there before you leave, waiting on the side of the track. I'm when you push me, and you dare to come back. Waiting on the side of the track. Oh yeah, pass me by. 2 more steps until we fly. Use this breath until we sky. 2 resets and still we try. 1 more fresh, now I'm on this rise. No more rest till I test these eyes. And I pray we smile, and I play these smiles. 1 more step till I brave these skies.
General Hydroponics Volume 3.
Wake up, same thing again. Rise out of bed, roll it up with the blend. They say old habits die hard in the end, so it no matter how hard I pretend.
Loud City.
It's Cannabis and the movement, yeah. Bobby hustle, no. Such a clean habit, yeah. Whoa. You know I gotta have it, it ain't gonna lead nowhere. Except the many leeches and the people with the power, but nobody cares. Cause all I do is sit and dream about drinking and women them you say. It's just gonna give me another reason to use and abuse it. But still I gotta, I'll live and I'll learn. All I wanna do is burn down, and so I light it up. I'll live and I'll learn. All I wanna do is burn, and so I light it up. I'll live and I'll learn. All I wanna do is burn down, and so I light it up. I live and I learn. All I wanna do is burn. Search for the high grade in a mustache, and watch the girl them wind up like me they a calabash. Boy, feeling so good, couple grams in a me pocket. If you not smoke, that's okay, but don't you knock it. God bless the nation, yet no people have a high grade occupation. Yeah, me say so anytime you see me, when you see me eyes red up, yeah. It's a habit, not go let up, yeah. Cause all me really need is a little bit of weed and a woman by my side and a reggae beat, yeah. And I bet you never know until you do it now. Moment coming, tell them how the habits feed and I'll live and I'll learn. All I wanna do is burn down, and so I light it up. I'll live and I'll learn. All I wanna do is burn, and so I light it up. I'll live and I'll learn. All I wanna do is burn down, and so I light it up. I live and I learn. All I wanna do is burn. Yeah. I smoke the zip in an afternoon. It's 5 o'clock. I'm trying to smoke all evening too. So where you want to? Do you have a next thing? Cause I got a habit and it needs addressing. You know I wanna hold it, break it up and roll it, twist it up and fold it. Any kind of way, I'm an addict like the ceiling, in need of that healing. If I can't have it, I'ma feel some type of way. So when we start smoke, we not stop smoke. I'm from the West Coast, riding with the best smoke. You know, say it's the movement. Cali and the hustle in the streets, them see me moving. Ganja man, the hustle still. You know I got a way of vanishing like the smoke in the sky. I gotta have it to manage the pain like smoke in my eye. Sometimes I light it up just to smoke and get high. Yeah, I gotta have it, man. I smoke to get by. You know I gotta have it, and I know I don't have it to give away. If I see it, I'm gonna grab it. My mind is a mess and I'm always stressing it. Maybe I'll never need this drink atop a tablet, because I think my eyes are playing tricks on me. I think it's easy to see, but I can't believe me. Cause every time she bring a bottle of wine, I'm
Too much sweat and blood and shed enough tears. And even though the direction we're headed's unclear, I can say for certain the purpose ain't getting stuck here. It's been too long with not a lot of improvement. So now we don't want baby steps, we want a solution. We saw what Martin Luther did and follow the blueprint. Cause if all we did was loot, they wouldn't call it a movement. That's why we'll still be working even after the press buzz. Adding on to what our parents' generation left us. Till we can hold what older folks only dreamt of. And the way we'll get it is to spread love.
Spread love like jam and jelly preserves. This is the marked failure of elegant words. I've got a hell of an urge just to sip this mint-julep out of mason jars. My car's a Chevy Buick, but tonight I'm gon' foot it since my feet found home. When I hit the creek side dressed like Paula Poundstone. Look, it might sound wrong, but life don't last long. So I'm gon' keep dancing to the piano's last song. And that sweat on my brow is the evidence of how we refuse to ever let life's problems get us down. Head measured for a crown. We the kings of the nightlife. Love shuns the day, but it stays in the twilight.
Spread love, it'll change your life. Shine down like angel light. We can brave the night. When the day breaks, takes a flight. You can keep everything in sight. Ain't that the truth?
The truth is, some of y'all are ruthless. The world don't care about excuses. The world might label you a nuisance, then hang you from a noose. But the world better be us. We up. My girl kicked the feet up. My homie just re-up. My uncles putting heat up on them coats. All love, that's just how it goes. Hug life, that's just how we roll. Crack a bud life. The switch lanes move to the left. I'm talking about love, not a dude to the death. You can hate this song, I ain't loving you less. Love self, let love do the rest. Everybody.
Spread love, it'll change your life. Shine down like angel light. We can brave the night. When the day breaks, take a flight. Let them know everything's alright. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
General Hydroponics Volume 3.
Reach out to all of the ganja smokers across the world. Global, Harry, lights it down.
On fire, can you light it up? I wanna burn the thing that's like
General Hydroponics Volume 3. General Hydroponics. DFCRadio.com. General Hydroponics.
Yeah. Young F. I knew you was mine the first time I gripped you. So many others on the menu, but I had to have you. Case you ever snapped, I had two. One on the side, one just to ride. When the other one acting up. Roll with me and got matching trucks. One clean while the other one catching dust. How about you and me? Let's paint the town light. No one else exists but us two when we skate around right. I can't deny it, no, keep quiet. This kind of love, no, she's so worth it, so perfect. Can I tell you what you remind me of?
My skateboard, baby. Cause I wanna ride you, I wanna ride you. Something like red tape, yeah. Cause I can't wait to lay you down. And I plan on riding all night, yeah. Till the sun comes up or the hot lights flash. I'ma play the top, you just play the bottom. As long as you rollin', you know that I'm riding.
I'm about to slam it like a car door. Keep you on all four, give you it hardcore. How you deserve it, you already know the ledge. Live life over the edge. I fucked with you on the red. Look at all the blood that I bled. I took the fall, but I got up, brushed myself off, and I kept skating right to where you were located. That ass deserving ovation. Time with you never wasted, and our conversations are spoken mainly through body language. Concept is complicated. Before I grind, I'ma need some wax. This kind of coping don't crack. I prefer to keep my bands on when I'm climbing in from the back and say I'm keeping her grounded, and she keep me on wood. My bottom bitch, I admit I don't treat you like I should.
My skateboard, baby. Cause I wanna ride you, I wanna ride you. Something like red tape, yeah. Cause I can't wait to lay you down. And I plan on riding all night, yeah. Till the sun comes up or the hot lights flash. I'ma play the top, you just play the bottom. As long as you rollin', you know that I'm riding.
There should be no debate on where you came from. Birthplace, that Golden State. I rode a 8.5, non-ply, no rollerblades on my toes. Before this thing went in vogue, I was still skating on bones. Even had a brigade of my own. Anxious, couldn't wait to leave home. Yeah, to hit a curve and some stairs. With the herb in the air, that dropped in the vert, I was scared. I had a board I named Medina. After abroad, I was seeing both remind me of each other. And the reason I knew it would end in pieces.
DFCRadio.com.
Feeling so high. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Cook up that hydro make me feel high.
feeling so high. Up that hydro make me feel fine.
Woo, you know what time it is. I am your friendly neighborhood hydroponic chef. We are the only show offering you edible news, edible reviews, and news and interviews with the top names in the industry. This is Farm to Table Cannabis. I am the Hydro Chef. We've got the wonderful, lovely co-host this evening, Chelsea, the culinary unicorn, the taboo talker. She also brought her bodyguard today. Say what up, bodyguard. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't. You don't have any speaking lines. Wait, hold on one second.
He's the background guy.
Yeah, you just to keep people safe. And then also, we got a nice show lined up for you today. We've got the smokers table. And that's more than just us discussing things. That's an actual table. One of the best gifts you can give this holiday season. So we're going to have Shaw come on. He's going to be talking about that. And we also have Danica from the Laced Bakery Company. And we're going to be getting laced and lit and medicated and educated. So sit back, relax. I'm going to fill your ear hole with some knowledge. We're going to fill your mouth hole with some edibles. And we're going to fill your lungs up with some smoke. So as always, we like to start off the show with a little news. And we're gonna take it all. We're gonna take it all over the world, all over the country for this one at least. And starting from the New York Post, all right, the IRS is looking to collect taxes from pot firms if they were able to use the big banking system, right? So Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said that she supports allowing cannabis dispensaries to access the banking system in the United States, where they're now largely barred, to make it easy for the government to collect tax revenue, though. So Yellen was asked by the Colorado congressman of the House Financial Services Committee Wednesday if she thought allowing pot firms to use the U.S. bank firm would facilitate tax collections by the IRS. And with a big duh, of course it would.
Well, yeah,
you allow cannabis to be in the banking system, then you will be able to trace and track that tax money a lot easier. And you're worried about backdoor packs. You're worried about the illicit market. That's one way that you think that they're going to go after it is to taxing it. And so while the state of the use of cannabis is legal to some degree in 47 states, in D.C., the federal law still prohibits possessing, buying, selling, and using marijuana, which makes it impossible to do banking still.
Yes.
So big banks have been hesitant to do business with cannabis-based companies for fear of running afoul of federal money laundering laws. So the question in the air is, does banking and cannabis have a place in the future, or is this going to be something that's just kept in the gray market in a cash-only business?
They're going to have to make it accessible for everybody if they want this to actually be an industry. But if not, I don't think that there's a lot of people that would really be against it staying in that gray market.
Well, I mean, I'm a big proponent of the traditional market, and I mean, any way that makes it easier for the traditional market is a good law by me. But when you look at this one, this is one of those no-brainer moments. You want people to pay taxes. You want people to run their companies as legitimate businesses. Then we need to open up banking, loans, and the same federal institutions that are available to everyone else.
$500 a month just to have an account.
Name another industry you could pull this shit on.
None.
Pull this on the cattle industry. Watch how fucking quick people.
How quick it is.
We would not be eating beef anymore.
Nope.
For sure.
Well, it's a wild world out there, and Minnesota's trying to weigh their way through it. This is from Care 11 out in Minnesota. Edibles have added. I'm not going to do the Minnesota accent again. That got a little wild last week.
It was all over the place.
I got some hate mail and shit. It was somewhere between Chef from South Park and an Irish drunk guy.
Yeah, it was a little confusing.
Oh, don't you know?
I think there was some Canadian
we
in there
don't fucking sound like that. So let's take it out to St. Paul, where edibles have been added to the Minnesota Medical Cannabis Program for 2022. Gummies and chews will be available under the state's program in August, and Minnesota's Medical Cannabis Program is expanding, and the Department of Health announced that the infused edibles, such as gummies, chews, will be available. The state previously announced it will allow smokable forms of dried and raw cannabis for registered users under the medical program. But now, medical cannabis program only allows pills, vapor oils, liquids, topicals, powdered mixtures, and lozenges. Typical dissolved products, yeah. So expanding delivery methods to gummies and chews will mean more options for patients who cannot tolerate currently available forms of medical cannabis. So MDH will now begin a a formal rulemaking process to determine the requirements for labeling, packaging, and safety, which means this is just a start of a complete shit show, Minnesota. So you get ready out there by the lake of Minnetonka, and you guys you get some of those edibles, you take a little bit, and you just bathe yourselves in the waters
That's
of
where
Lake
Prince used to bathe.
Minnetonka.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what's up. Prince would have wanted it. He would want edibles. He'd have his own purple line.
Purple Rain.
That's what I'm saying. No,
Goodness.
he would team up. He would team up with Dove. He would team up with Dove Chocolates to release the Prince
edible line.
Purple Doves Cry.
That's great.
Well, talking about, we're in the middle of a hydropocalypse. We talked about this a couple episodes ago, and the state of cannabis is still kind of fucking fucky. The market's really going through some turmoil, and Portland, the Pacific Northwest, they're hurting more than like anybody. They got those really low dollar packs and
flooded,
and it's completely flooded with middle grade and even high grade too. But they're poised to have a $1.3 million pot shop assistance program, and Portland officials plan to roll out a 7-figure program for the city's cannabis industry, whose business owners and employees say continue to struggle from a surge of robberies, property damage, as well as the coronavirus and shit. Let's just throw this on there, the hydropocalypse too.
Yeah.
All right.
These robberies are getting out of control, though.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, you don't hear about that shit in Boston. Weird workers and companies in Portland, it's because the cops will shoot you. That's why you don't hear about it in Boston.
Just to be clear. Just so we all know.
Weed workers and companies in Portland will be eligible to receive grants of up to $5,000 to $25,000 respectively under a $1.3 million emergency relief fund approved in June to go into the city's annual budget. The City of Portland Council Wednesday announced that it expect an authorized agreement with 3 organizations tapped to disperse the money to businesses employees who qualify for the program. Wouldn't that be crazy if you were the dude in charge of the money for which pot shop gets hooked up and who doesn't? Like, how the fuck does that pie get divvied?
Is this a city-funded grant?
Well,
Because it can't be a federally funded grant.
No,
There's
of course
no way.
not. Yeah, exactly. It's a city. If each of the organizations from the New Leaf Project, the Initiative, and Oregon Cannabis Association will be allowed to collect a 20% administrative fee and a collective of $260,000 to distribute the grants. Oh, look at that! They get $260,000.
They have to. You have it's administration fees.
You
but
thought
that's
I was going to deal with these fuckers for free?
Right?
That's a huge grant for a city to have. Like, you don't hear those kind of numbers normally for assistance. Like
and they've also prioritized it too. People of color, women, low wage earners, and other historically disadvantaged populations will be the ones to get prioritized. Cannabis employees and shop owners who receive this grant money can also spend it on a wide variety of expenses, including rent, mortgage payments, store repairs from the break-ins and vandalisms, and trauma counseling. Because anyone who's been in the cannabis industry over the last 2 years could definitely be suffering from some PTSD.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, though, I mean it's a shitty fucking world, but not
really
compared to. I'd rather be in this industry than any other fucking one.
It thrives.
So about 60% of the state's weed workers, who include retailers, cultivators, and processors, don't receive health insurance also. And the industry's average hourly wage is about $13.50 an hour. So keep that in mind while you're looking for your job in the Pacific Northwest in the cannabis industry. You might be eating soup with a fork.
Right.
Let's take it over to Florida for a minute, because as if Florida wasn't fucking crazy enough, Florida lawmakers filed a bill to decriminalize all currently illicit drugs. It wasn't like, hey guys, let's do that psychedelic thing that Portland's doing,
no,
or like California, they got weed and mushroom. Florida was like, y'all saying we can just decide we want crack now? Well, then we said it, voters. We want crack. And crack there was. So Florida lawmaker introduced a bill last week to decriminalize all current drugs, provided avenues for relief for those with existing drug-related convictions, and promote harm reduction services. This fucking crazy lady, Dottie Joseph, filed for the legislation titled The Collateral Consequences of Convictions and Decriminalization of Cannabis and All Drugs Act. That's a fucking mouthful. For a marijuana specifically, it would make possession of an ounce a criminal violation punishable by a $50 fine, which is exactly about what a pound goes for in Florida right now.
Say what that would be worth.
Rather than a misdemeanor offense, it would apply the same non-criminal penalty to deliver up to an ounce of marijuana. So people with past convictions for cannabis-related offenses will be eligible to automatically expunge their records. And in Florida, that's a big fucking deal, because they have suffered under the crackdown on cannabis is almost longer than any other state. I mean, those guys were one of the last people to approve edibles next to Minnesota. In the last story we just talked about.
There's a couple left, but
I was gonna say Utah hasn't, right?
No, those Mormons got to get their shit together. There's a lot of money out there to be had.
Though. They are medical.
Got to make sure the church is involved. You get church paid, and then everyone else can get high.
Absolutely.
So the study is going to be done, but not limited to supervised drug consumption facilities, which have been proven to reduce public disorder and association with drugs, and the lead to drop the behaviors linked to HIV, hepatitis C transmission from intravenous drugs. So, legal drugs makes safer drug use, which means cleaner people.
Well, and they've done this in a lot of other countries, Peru in particular, and they've had insane results. And then they offer like not rehabilitation, but like job training and like community support, and their drug use and ODs and all of these homelessness, everything like that has dropped exponentially over the last 10 years. It's insane. So who knows?
Well, it's because it makes it safe access, which means you can treat people who you can find out who the real addicts are and who people just want to have a recreational good time.
Yeah. Well, and you can test your drugs and make sure that they're safe, and so you're not like taking fentanyl instead of cocaine.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of recreational drugs and taking our time, we're going to take our quick first commercial break of the evening, and then we're going to come back with the Smokers Table. And you can call in now, get your questions answered, 562-653-0707. We got the chef's gift guide, and we've got some cooking techniques with Chelsea coming up. Stand back. DFZ Radio, Farm to Table Cannabis. Fall in line.
Down the West Coast, candy paint dripping cause I just got a fresh coat. California raised me, an LA baby, the Chevrolet raisin, scraping on Dayton's, riding down Rosecrans, get with the program, call me the drill man, the hydros potens, got your eyes low, lower than the ocean, just west coasting through the coast, with the potion, and the best dro to smoke, the baddest bitches, girls in bikinis with ass titties. The hustle game easy, you just can't believe till you see me on TV. Drive down the wrong street, might see the tech smoke. Hop in the ride and let's go to the West Coast. This life is like a movie. You meet a model bitch, then you fuck her like a groupie. Cruising through these Cali streets, smoking on this OG. Cash rules everything around me, I need more cream. West Coast, get it in. What the fuck you think? Saying I'm riding with you, really though, this money in the bank. E3 hotter than the California forecast. Burning up these tracks, nigga, I need more cash. Yeah, I'm a bona fide hustler. Fuck with my family or cash and I'ma cut ya. Real G's get it, that's only the obvious. Go against us, you know you facing the consequence. I love my state, but I really hate the politics. Better keep stepping, buddy boy, in a pile of shit. Yeah, in a pile of shit. E3, get it in, nigga, I'm live as shit. 3, 2, 1.
DFCRadio.com.
Launch crew, ready to reservoir.
What's the load factor, sir?
Bringing the Riser Blast liquid at 2 mils per gallon.
Okay, sir. We are loaded and ready to launch.
10, 9.
Okay, men. It's time to blast off into the plant's root zone and into another galaxy of root growth.
Rhizoblast is a proprietary blend of seaweed and the single-celled algae chlorella. Chlorella's abundance of amino acids and minerals contribute to its value in hydroponics. The benefits used in Rhizoblast are explosive root growth, the use with any growing medium or hydro system, its ideal use for transplanting, and the enhancement in your plant vigor and fast-flowering plants. Let your plants have a blast and see a world of a difference with Rhizoblast from Botanicare. Check it out at www.botanicare.com.
Yo, it's BKJ on Team King, and you listening to DFZ Radio. What?
Chelsea hacking up that one after that dab. We're back. Farm to Table Cannabis. We just took a little medication break. We got my little medication station set up here. And yeah, man, the holidays are coming up. We're going to be going over the gift guides over the next couple of shows up until the holidays. And you can win a grocery giveaway for the holidays. All you got to do is go back to the post, comment what you would need in your pantry, and repost it. You might even win a grocery giveaway. It's so easy. Hey, Chad could do it.
Fun.
So, yeah, talking about that gift guide, one of my favorite things to do is to give people the gift of growing, right? People want to learn how to grow this season. A lot of people are novices. There's so many nutrients and stuff to buy, they don't know where to start. I like to give people a gift guide with the Flora series, all right? This is one of the easiest products to give. It's the 3-part General Hydroponics Grow Micro Bloom. It's got basically all the 16 micro and macro nutrients you need to get your plant to go full stage. So it's one of the first liquid nutrients made. This has been around since 1976. So if it's good enough for the weed now, and it was good enough for the weed then it's good enough for your weed, all right? And this product's been used and tested in space. So if it's good enough for space weed, it's good enough for your weed.
Take that, Tesla.
Hey.
So put this underneath someone's Christmas tree this year, some General Hydroponics Flora series. You also get some samples of the supplements too. It's like Liquid Cool Bloom, the Root Promoter Rapid Start, and some Floralicious Plus too. So it's everything you need to take your plant full term. And then speaking of gift guides, man, one of the coolest things about Christmas is the smoker's gifts, right?
Yes.
And if you're gonna give someone who really appreciates cannabis something that they're really going to appreciate later that has to do with cannabis, then you got to be putting a little bit of a thought into your gift giving, and that's going to kind of lead me right into my next guest, which is the Smokers Table, and Shaw coming in from Georgia to talk about the Smokers Table, because we know everybody out there is got a roll. And when you're going to roll, you might as well roll in style. So let me introduce everyone real quick. We got the Smokers Table on the line. Shaw, what's good? Farm to Table Cannabis wants to give you a big welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, man. So you're doing it for the right reasons, and you're supporting the industry, but people want to know, like, where did you get your start for this wonderful idea for this table? And for everyone that doesn't know, give everyone an idea of what the Smokers Table is and, a little bit about your background.
Sure. So I'm Shaul Bracey. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm an engineer by trade, stone engineer. So just like everybody else during COVID, I had to work from home. When I was working from home, I smoked up the house. And a couple of weeks in, the family just couldn't deal with it anymore. So we opened windows and I tried to go outside, but after a while it just wasn't enough. So I just decided to come up with something. So I pulled out a pen and paper and a sketchbook, and I just started sketching. And then as I sat there, I kind of just came together with all the things that I would need to smoke. So I would need a grinder, roller tray, ashtray, and a surface to take in all the secondhand smoke. So I started playing with it, working in the shop, working in the garage, like all great businesses. And then after about 6 months, I had a great idea of what I wanted to do. I went to a manufacturer and sourced it out. And here we are 2 years later, and the table exists at thesmokerstable.com. So what's great about the Smokers Table is it's for smokers and non-smokers. It's an inclusive environment, so it's an elite smoke removal platform that's very inclusive. So when you go to Thanksgiving, you don't got to go outside and smoke on the porch. You can smoke in the house with granny.
You got your filters built in there, and you got your air movers too. So you thought of a lot of accessories when it went into this product, and a lot of thought that went into this. We love supporting entrepreneurs when they're thinking of things different and thinking outside the box and filling a gap in an industry that needs to be filled. But your background didn't always start with with necessary cannabis. Why don't you talk about a little bit about where you graduated from and what it's like being an engineer, or almost as you phrased it, a stoned engineer.
Right. I'll go back a little further. I was in the Air Force for 10 years, and when I was in the Air Force, I still liked marijuana.
Hell yeah.
Fries.
Thank you for your
so
service.
I smoked it. Right. Thank you. And then when I became an engineer, I still liked marijuana, so I smoked it. And then when I was in school, I thought I wanted to do one thing. I thought I wanted to be, design buildings and structures, and, do great projects, and I did. But everywhere I went, I just noticed, like, people were sneaking off to go smoke. Everybody sneaked off to go smoke.
Just like at the holiday table, right? Everybody
Right.
taking off. I don't know why Chad, Brad, Kyle are always taking off together.
Right. So, I just noticed, like, everybody's doing this, but it doesn't matter what walk of life you're from. Like, doctors, engineers, professors, everybody would sneak off to go smoke. And I kept saying, like, why we got to sneak off to go smoke? How come we can't just go somewhere and sit and smoke, and smokers and non-smokers can come together? So I used my engineering background and my years of experience in logistics to source, and my years of travel across the world to know, where things are available. And I just jumped out there and found a way. So I spent 2 years just developing the business, developing the product, talking to manufacturers, getting good pertinent data on what would go and what wouldn't. And like I said, I just got tired of seeing everybody sneak away. I stopped sneaking away. I just started smoking everywhere.
He's trying to make consumption normal again and all up in your face, right?
Yeah.
Like let people see us who we are, right? Because how many people at Thanksgiving this year had to pretend like they wasn't that dude or that girl?
Everybody.
And
everybody.
It's like, this is one of those moments where you can bridge that gap. Now, Saint has the smokers table pulled up here on the screen,
right?
And you're gonna walk us through it. But first, you're a graduate of Georgia Tech, and you're also in the military. So, like, the cannabis thing, this is something that most people wouldn't really associate with somebody who has that much in their background. But we talk about trying to normalize it. But this table looks like something you would see in a casino. It looks like something you would see in a restaurant. This is what they call feng shui, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Let's break it down for everyone. We see the grates. Those are obviously, this is one of the biggest components to the table. He's got the filters built in. So let's talk about the filters, and you can blow regularly, just like you would sitting at a table. You ain't got to blow right into it. It's gonna suck and it's got a carbon filter built in.
Correct. So there's 3 levels of intake on the table. The entire circumference of the table, which comes in 26-inch, 39-inch, and 58-inch circumferences, is a vent. And then there's also one medium vent in front of each patron's rolling tray. There's four rolling trays on the prototype for 39-inch. On the 26-inch, there's 2 seats, and then on the 59-inch, there's 6 seats. And then in the middle, there's a center vent.
Just enough for a poker game and a dab.
Definitely.
I like it.
Both. And also, this table, like I said, this is a prototype. The table's customizable for branding purposes for companies.
You want to throw some neon lights and a motherfucking Georgia Bulldog on there? That shit can happen.
Exactly. If you want to put, your strain on the bottom of the table, there's a million different things. There's a leaf wash, so there's a lot of add-ons that are available. What I haven't been able to do is, get those, display those to people. Everybody's seen the prototype lately, but I want everyone to know that, like, this is like the iPhone 1, and I already designed like the iPhone 50.
Well, I got tired when they kept upgrading the iPhone. I want the one that worked the best. The first model is always the best. So rush out and get your pre-order in right now. And so, how does the ordering process work for you? Is it as fucked up for me when I try to order one of these exercise machines that I'm never going to use? Because I think if I order the table, I would actually use it. I should probably not buy this exercise machine and just buy the smoker's table.
It's a pretty awesome table.
Yeah, you're gonna smoke anyway. So you just go to the website, thesmokerstable.com. On the landing page, you'll see the products, the bestseller products. Also, we're raffling off a table. So there's donation tickets available on the website. We're raffling off one table to one lucky winner across America. for marketing purposes. So the raffle tickets are donations of $50, get you 25 entries. And that's
Nice.
also available at thesmokerstable.com.
Yeah, we're going to tell everybody. You better go to smokerstable.com
Yes, I'm
and
gonna
enter that
post it
raffle
in
for
my
the holidays.
story
You might
right
walk
now.
away with a table, and you ain't going to have to walk away for your Christmas dinner. You can smoke right there at the Christmas dinner and at the table.
Smoke right there.
So let's
You know,
talk
you
about
get
it.
yours in.
You like to roll up, right? You've been consuming for a minute. You know, what's your preferred method? You're sitting. Let's paint a picture for everyone. We're sitting around the table right now. We breaking up some nice ass ooey gooey using that rolling tray that you've already curved out the area so you can
the carbon fiber rolling tray that's centered in ergonomics. So that's another thing. The table's ergonomic. So you know, as you get high, you get a little lazy. You like to lean on the table. You don't have to worry about getting those impressions that you get from on the table that cut into your arm. The table's round and elevated, so you don't have to worry about stubbing your toe.
So you're going to be so comfortable. You're not just going to be kicking with your friends. You're going to be doing your work and your Zoom meetings, and in between Zoom meetings, puffing. And there's also an ashtray area and somewhere where you can get rid of discard your ingredients and your filters and blunt wraps.
Right. So the rolling tray is designed. There's a partition, one side for your material, one side for your waste. Also on the production model, you can ash into the ashtray. And there's a chute inside the table. All the ashes go inside, and you dump it like you do your charcoal barbecue grill.
Real simple,
so like I said, it's
real
very
easy.
Functional. Yeah, real easy, real simple, real functional.
I like that.
You can customize to your choice of color. And like I said, you go to the website, smokerstable.com. You log in, you sign up and build you an account. You go in and pick your add-ons. Right now we have holographic lights, 3D lights available. As the year progresses, as the month progresses, there'll be more add-ons. So it's kind of like, collectibles.
Just upgradable.
Also,
completely upgraded. Let him upgrade you. So finish painting this picture with me. I just got done breaking up this weed. Then I took out the grinder that we had in our little cubby that was in the table.
Right.
I put my shit back. I'm getting rid of all the insides of the. But now I need the blunt wrap or I need papers. What do you got in here? You a blunt wrap guy or you a paper guy?
I'm a blunt wrap guy myself. I like to stuff them. I like to,
If it ain't a backwood, it ain't all that good to me. But what's your cigar type?
That's my favorite.
Oh, we gonna get along good, Shaw. I knew me and you was gonna get along good, man.
Definitely.
Put on some Mac Dre, roll up a fucking backwood, and just.
I know. I can't wait to go out to Georgia, and I want to check this out.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for you guys to get here. I'm gonna show you around the town. And The Smokers Table is located at Smoke World Smoke Shop on Roswell Road. It's in a very great happening place in Buckhead, Atlanta. You guys got to see this place. It's a smoker's paradise.
We like that. So drink holders too? Can I? You drink holder big enough for my 40?
Well, we cater to the drinkers the same way the bar caters to the smokers. I'll give you a koozie until you have a good day.
That's right. And so
they give us They give us an ashtray and say, "Here you go."
And I know I know we're not far away from it. We're gonna have a built-in speaker with Bluetooth adapter and motherfucking phone chargers.
Definitely. So the Bluetooth speaker, I want the customer to tell me that they want the phone charger because the table is designed for you to come and hang with friends. Leave your phones, bring your bud.
I like it.
That's right. Right. Because you get phone and you're looking for your phone and you forget it. It's like forget it in the first place. You never have to look for it if you never bring it.
That's right.
But it's a great place. Like I said, it's a great place to sit down with friends. After you rolled up your backwood, you're sitting there, and then the cool air is coming through the bottom, and you're realizing, like, man, I can dry my leaf with this. I can sit here and I stay cool. You don't get sweaty.
I could trim some weed at this table too.
Multi-purpose.
Right. You can trim, and then when you decide you want to play cards, you can play cards on the table because the table pulls air down. It pulls smoke, but it doesn't pull the card. So the cards stick nice and smooth. You can pick them right up. Like I said, you can eat on it. There's nothing you can't do on this table. It's waterproof for outside usage. So we spilled a couple bottles, in the last 90 days. I'm not sure if everyone knows. The table's only existed since August.
So you got a lot of traction on this really quick, man. We're really proud of you for that. That's really great to hear.
Thank you. I've been working my ass off. If anybody knows me, they know, I just keep my head down and keep working. And then you kind of look up and you realize, wow, I'm in the #1 smoke shop in Atlanta, Georgia. It's pretty, it's a pretty good feeling. But the work's not done. The work's not done. I'm looking to tour, go around the country and take a table to all the different cities and states in America, meet my fans, meet the customers, do some customer education so everyone knows, the Smokers Table is for everyone. It's not just for smokers. It's for non-smokers. It's for, it's for that one time when you bring all your friends over and you don't want your mom to know that everybody was smoking. It's for the times when everybody's coming over and all you do is smoke. It's for all occasions. And it's just a really cool thing to look at. It's
a conversation starter
amazing
for
product.
sure.
It's a conversation starter, right? I waxed it this morning. It's shining.
Oh my God, he did not.
Yeah.
Keeping it all
I
clean.
waxed it up. Yeah, it's just like a car. I mean, it has a motor. It has bulletproof glass.
We got the mustard and mayonnaise accents on it and
Right.
shit.
Because the heat.
Right. I mean, you really get your money's worth with this product. I mean, it's like it's so unique. And then when you actually touch it, you see how smooth it is. You see how it's designed for us smokers. I mean,
and you get to support.
Perfect for us.
You get to support somebody that's doing it and has hands-on in their design, and I think that's so important now when you're bringing something to the market is who you have designing things. And when it's made in America and you are sourcing your own parts and you're sourcing your own materials, I think that's really admirable, especially when everyone else's shit's stuck in Long Beach at the fucking port. You're sitting here banging things out and doing things doing things the right way. So the community's accepted you well, it sounds like, but how has the cannabis scene in Georgia accepted you, and how what's the scene like out there? I'm not too hip on the cannabis scene out there.
I tell everybody there's Atlanta and then there's Georgia. So in Atlanta we do what we want. Mayor decriminalized, everything under an ounce. But it's kind of always been that way where you can go out in public areas and smoke, and you're not the concern of the law. That's the last thing they're concerned with. If that's all you're doing is smoking, nobody's really concerned. So we smoke everywhere, and it's not like when I go to South Carolina, I almost kind of don't know how to live there.
You can just feel the freedom getting pulled away from us.
Right. You can feel it being yanked out your back pocket. It's just a different feeling. Like I said, Atlanta's kind of we're trendsetters here. So even before the mayor decriminalized, it was kind of like, hey, you gonna lock up everybody?
Right. Pick your battles.
That's
right,
too.
Right.
And
and that's what it was. And it's great now. It's great.
And so when you're voting with your dollars, man, you're spending your money with people. That's why it's really good to think of the Smokers Table, because you're really supporting young entrepreneurs that are doing things and thinking outside the box. These are high value, top tier products, handmade too. So
right. So this table's made in Merritt Island, Florida. 98% of the parts are sourced in America. There's one part that's sourced in England. And then, one of the things I refuse to do is send it overseas, send it to China. Everybody keeps saying, you can get the price down. I'm like, well, I'd rather make jobs in America.
That's right. And as your production costs, get under control, and your employees and your services become, that's one of the reasons why people are going to keep supporting you. Your customer services is got to be so much more hands-on when it's you handling things. So we salute you. A big farm to table cannabis, Hydro Chef approved to the Smokers Table. You can check them out at thesmokerstable.com. You said.
Right, thesmokerstable.com, Instagram, thesmokerstable_. thesmokerstable.com website. Go get your raffle tickets. The raffle will be New Year's Eve. Christmas Eve. The raffle will be Christmas Eve.
Oh shit! Someone's winning.
We want all 50 states to participate. We want everybody to get in on it. We're waiting on tickets to come in right now from California. So we've been getting orders from everywhere. Everybody wants in. Everybody who knows about the Smokers Table wants a part of the Smokers Table. It's a great feeling.
That's right, and we wish you the best. We want you to have much success with this. Let's see you in every dispensary in America. The Smokers Table, the official table for every lounge.
Yes, the lounges.
Let's talk later about this. I wanna talk with you, give you any of my feedback, and you can give me a little bit of tips and tricks on how I can smoke and keep my smells down. So big ups to you, thesmokerstable.com. And man, before we go, you want to give anyone a shout out before we go to commercial break?
Oh man, shout out to my guy Steve down in Merritt Island. He's a manufacturer of Composite Technologies. Shout out to everybody in Atlanta, and shout out to the Atlanta Braves World Championship.
World champs.
You make sure you put that in front. 2021 World Champ. Thank you guys for everything, though.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming on and lacing our tennis shoes. And check it out, Smokers Table. Only one way to do it. Do it right. Cheers.
Peace.
All right, we're going to come back. We got an interview with the Lace Bakery Co., and we're going to get medicated and educated. Farm to Table Cannabis, DFZ Radio. Happy fucking holidays. Go buy that Smokers Table for your lady today.
How many hits do KO? never wanna calm down. Smoking and choking, and that's how you know. How many pounds can I smoke? How many hits to KO? I never wanna calm down. Smoking and choking, and that's how you know. Windows down, I've been cruising through the city. Got my Puffco in a dash, staring at my bitch's titties. Tryna sell a box or two, baby, in her distant 20s. Like, now I roll them fat, and I used to roll them skinny.
How many pounds can I smoke? I just can't get enough. Things are kinda rough, so I think I'll take another puff. And be at ease with the top down. Feel the breeze blowing through my LA Dodger fitted cap. You know my steez.
So past the OG, take a hit, I'm feeling free and insane. With the backwood with no veins, roll it up and take a hit of different strains. To the face, then I'm in space.
I'm in space. It's that California living. Palm trees waiting women. You know that we've been winning ever since the beginning. So keep the record spinning and the insane twisted up. Pour a shot in your glass, baby, and live it up.
Let me get my next drink and fill it to the top. It's a double shot, boy, on the rocks. Now I'm crossing phase and it's feeling bomb. This some real smokers. You can't fake the funk when you fuck with us. No, you smoking tough.
How many pounds can I smoke? How many hits to KO? I never wanna calm down. Smoking and choking, and that's how you know. How many pounds can I smoke? How many hits to KO? I never wanna calm down. Smoking and choking, and that's how you know. Windows down, I've been cruising through the city. Got my Puffco in a dash, staring at my bitch's titties. Tryna sell a box or two, baby, in her distant 20s. Like, now I roll them fat, and I used to roll them skinny.
Yeah, this is Rudy with Cannabis Catered Events, and you're listening to DFC Radio, Farm to Table Cannabis with the Hydroponic Chef.
Launch crew, ready to reservoir.
What's the load factor, sir?
Bringing the Riser Blast liquid at 2 mils per gallon.
Okay, sir. We are loaded and ready to launch.
10, 9.
Okay, men. It's time to blast off into the plant's root zone and into another galaxy of root growth.
Rhizoblast is a proprietary blend of seaweed and the single-celled algae chlorella. Chlorella's abundance of amino acids and minerals contribute to its value in hydroponics. The benefits used in Rhizoblast are explosive root growth, the use with any growing medium or hydro system, its ideal use for transplanting, and the enhancement of your plant vigor in fast-flowering plants. Let your plants have a blast and see a world of a difference with Rhizoblast from Botanicare. Check it out at www.botanicare.com.
This is Mark with Cannabis Supper Club, and you're listening to DFZ Radio, Farm to Table Cannabis with the Hydroponic Chef.
This a Young Ill production.
Perp got me fired up. It got me fired up. Kush got me fired up. It got me fired up. Dooney. Perp got me gone. I don't know what's on my mind. Ain't no way I'm coming down. Where you at? I'm on cloud 9 and I'm fucked up. Yeah, you know I'm out my brain. Roll it up, light it up. Yeah, you know I pack that flame.
Saying I'm fucked up. Too many dabs. Too many mint claws. Got me fucking eating with the Laced Bakery. Welcome. A big shout out to the Smokers Table for keeping us up to date on all the new products and holiday gifts. SmokersTable.com. And introducing
cool.
our next guest of the evening, a big thank you to Chef Chelsea for lining up an interview with Danica from the Laced Bakery Company. Am I saying that right?
Yes, you are.
I didn't murder that?
Nope, you didn't murder it. You got it.
I was like, man, this
Nailed
white
it.
girl's gonna hate it when I call her Danica.
You know, I've
Like,
had
do I
it.
ride a fucking NASCAR, motherfucker?
Right? No, I've had it happen my whole life.
It's the only
Nobody
Danica in
can
the world.
ever say it correctly. Like, I'm not even sure if I'm saying it correctly. It's been that,
Your parents
mispronounced.
were hip. They're like, throw that extra.
It was actually my great grandma who named me. So she.
Throw some Ika in there.
Danica.
Right?
So let's talk baked edibles and dog treats.
Yes.
Because, I mean, it's one thing to make treats for humans, but it's another thing to infuse dog treats.
Well, right. Your dogs need some love too.
So we'll get to that in a second. But I mean, man, where does all this come from? Are you a classically trained chef, or did you kind of hard knock it?
I just did it myself. Actually, I've never been a chef. I've never been a cook. I've never done anything like this before. It all really just started from, we got a closed loop system, started blasting some wax, just to practice some cheap stuff. It turned out stuff that we didn't want to smoke. So I was like, well, if it's not smokable, it's definitely eatable. So I might as well.
Well, hold on. Rewind that saying.
I mean.
So if it's not good enough to smoke, what makes it good enough to eat? And people will, inquiring minds will want to know, what does make a good quality extract to cook with?
Okay, so what I look for in a good quality extract is one, THC is THC in pretty much any of the forms, whether it's RSO, which is like some of the goopiest, nastiest tasting, look gross stuff. However,
Works the best.
It does. It absolutely works the best. It's the best for cancer. It's the best for everything. So to me, I see THC in pretty much any form, as long as it's comes from weed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see a bad form of edible.
Well, you come
wax.
from growing. You've grown before.
Right, I've grown.
There's shit that I would not smoke myself, and I wouldn't even blast and eat myself. How do you differentiate between what is smokable and what's edible?
Okay, so anything that obviously is going to be tampered with, anything that's cleaned, anything that has some kind of chemical in it, that is what I look for. If it's had mold on it at any point at all in the grow, that is an absolute no. I don't want any kind
I
of
see. So these are things people got to take into consideration. So
absolutely.
Your background in growing really helped you be able to decide what is a clean product to be able to put into your edibles.
I feel like my background in smoking has done that. You know what I mean? Like, I am a connoisseur, I feel. So I always go for the best and so I know what to look for, and I know what to, go after and stuff like that. And yes, growing definitely helped with that. But I think smoking is where you get your knowledge. You see, you smoke, you taste, you're like, no, or you're like, yes, I will continue to smoke that. And that, I feel, is where I learned how to look for it more than anything.
And I think, knowing what you're growing is a big thing too. So are you sourcing your own ingredients, or are you growing your own ingredients for your current product line?
At the current time, I do not grow my products. The reason why is it takes too much time, and this takes so much time. I'm a mom. I'm a glass blower. I do a lot of different things.
Other things.
Yes, I do shows
chain.
and
She got the glass chain around her neck.
glass chains, and I do a lot of things. So to grow it also would just take up a way too much time, and with as much as we use, I go through at least 100 grams a week.
So what are you looking for as a grower when you're sourcing your ingredients? What makes the high quality for you? You mentioned no pesticides and no mold.
Right, no pests. I like organic. I like knowing who I get it from. I always look. I always see. I test it out. I make sure that it's good before putting it to the to the masses, I guess. And definitely knowing who I get my stuff from, and if they're willing to eat my stuff with their stuff in it, then that kind of is a big sign for me too.
So I imagine a lot of your growers are also your clients.
Yes, absolutely, and
So-
friends too. I try to help out my friends, and they try to help me out the same. We did the trade and the everything else. It's just community.
So when I see your packaging and I look at everything, it looks like a licensed brand. And you know,
Thank you.
Chelsea didn't tell me we were going to interview outlaws tonight.
Oh yeah.
But still, when you look at it, this isn't something that I would expect to see at the sesh. So I imagine the demand for homemade products must be at an all-time high, considering taxes are so crazy on the white market level. How have you been able to like use that as advantage to market your brand, and like what goes into marketing a brand like this?
Well, I have to say that I do stand out when you go to the sesh. I mean, even just looking at my booth, it's all decorated, it's all fancy, it's girly, it's lacy. I wanted to make it more of a high-end product than a just anybody can get it, you know, those generic packs of gummies. And not that I'm saying that any of those are bad. However, for me and my company, I wanted it to be a little bit more fancy. And so with the laced, it kind of just, I don't know, it kind of went that way. And I've been told numerous times, you know, go goofy, go, you know, bright and colorful. And I kind of stick to this because I do like how it does kind of stand out different from the rest at the sessions.
So, I mean, speaking of standing out, you know, you've got a couple of classics here, which is what you expect to see everywhere. You've got the brownie, you got the Rice Krispie treat, but then you've also got some stuff that you just don't normally see. So let's go into a couple of your products and what inspired you. And are those pork rinds?
They are.
What the fuck? How do you medicate pork rinds, first of all?
The same way I medicate the cereals and any kinds of chips that you want, any kind of pre-made edible and any pre-made snack, anything, I can find a way to infuse it. These are just oils that I have cooked into them, and, you know, that's pretty much easy for those. The other ones obviously are baked into it, but these ones are baked on to it, I guess is how I would say
So the
it.
Rice Krispie treats, the baked goods, you're baking yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The other stuff, and no insult here, you're spraying with
right.
stuff.
And none taken at all whatsoever, because
people get all offended sometimes because, you know, sprayed edibles got such a bad rap a couple years ago, but the techniques have changed. And I got to ask, how are you doing the technique to maintain the dosage?
The dosages are a little bit more difficult to do. It's it's kind of a, you take your sprayer that I take and, you know, I do that math compared to how many grams that I stick into the whole thing of oil. And then I have done many things of trial and error. I know, right? It's falling over. Trial and error to find out that perfect spray and the perfect, you know, dosage on those. They are a little bit up and down. I will have to say it's very, very hard to get a perfect, you know, dosage. But being as I've done this for 3 years now, I've kind of got it down, and it's kind of come easier as the years have come.
So when it comes to dosage, as someone who's been doing it for a minute now, what do you think is a good dosage to start with for somebody who's just getting started, a novice?
5 milligrams. If you, yes, no,
that's a lot different
absolutely.
than what we were getting from other guests. We've had guests say 25.
No, well, see, here's the
black
thing.
market said 100.
Well, here's the thing. This is the reason why they say this, and I'm going to tell you this right now. This is the biggest problem in edible making, in my opinion, is that people don't know how to do their math. They get a gram of wax and they think, because I use wax, I don't use distillate, which again, nothing bad on distillate. I just feel like the wax gets you that full spectrum high. You're going to get that indica, sativa, fuck you up, eyes, head, body, everything. Whereas I can eat a bunch of distillate and I don't feel that change in my, you know, my eyes, my head, my whole body. So I feel like that with the dosages, people take that 1 gram and they're like, oh, that's 1,000 milligrams. That's not even close. True. No, it's not even. I was going to say that is never the real thing. That's never the real thing, because it doesn't matter how you extract. You're still extracting things that are not THC from that. The only way that you can get the THC completely is through distillate. So if you have a gram of distillate, then that is going to be much closer to 100% THC than a wax that has the lipids, the fatties, the you know,
All of the
plant
other
matter and
cannabinoids.
everything else in it. Exactly, the cannabinoids and everything
So when you
in
say
it.
wax, is most of this
BHO.
made with
Everything is made BHO.
Listen up.
It's all, and these are actually all super high. I would never tell anybody to eat these if they had never eaten weed before. These are all 400 milligrams. These are like the lowest right here.
The whole bag is 400 milligrams, or each dose is 400?
This one here is 140 milligrams for this whole bag here.
Nice.
However, these ones are 400 milligrams
Damn.
for each. And the brownies are 4. And I always have a belief that the brownies are going to be stronger just because chocolate makes weed stronger.
Is that proven?
I don't think it's proven, but I have always been told that brownies and chocolate make it.
There could be some
It
kind
helps
of
work
there could be some
together
kind of
in
Right, it's like a
entourage.
system. Yeah.
Exactly. There's some kind of like an
It
enzyme or
delivers it
something.
faster
It does.
to
It
your
delivers
bloodstream.
it better.
So here's the thing: if you're listening out there in DFZ Radio listener land,
Listen up.
There is inputs that you can put into your edibles that'll make them more actively available to you, and you'll conquer that bridge faster between not being high and being high, and that's the lectin. Lectin is one of those, or lecithin, if I'm saying that right.
Lecithin, yeah.
So you can use that, and you can add that to products to help get there faster, and then also mangosteen, which is another one where it helps increase your high. You also can take that if you're taking psychedelics too, but that'll be another show. That'll be another show when Laced Bakery comes out with their LSD infused.
Right.
I was gonna
Fucking
say
drunk.
we
Not
can.
LSD.
I was gonna
What
say.
do you mean?
I
Why do we
was gonna
skip
say
right over shrooms and
psilocybin? No, I was gonna say we'll
Straight
start.
straight to
acid.
Lucy.
Right.
and the
I was gonna say
Sky.
let's start with the psilocybin first.
They're gonna jump you.
Right.
Sky with diamonds.
Hey, I'm
No,
with
it's,
it.
it's so weird though, because
Right?
like
Where are we
once you
going?
do shrooms and you really dive into shrooms, you fuck around and you get high a couple times and you laugh so hard that your cheeks hurt. You're like, what's
3
next?
hours?
What the
Yeah.
fuck's next? What can make me this fucking funny and laugh that hard? And then you try DMT, and then you're like, okay, right, that was
Still
cool.
haven't done the DMT.
God's there and shit, or something's there. I don't know.
I'm
We
too much
talk.
of a pussy to do that.
But then you're like, fuck it, let's try acid now. I want to forget who the fuck I am and come back and just, whoa, this is my body. Cool, look at this fucking thing. What's my name? And that just sounds great.
It's
Is that,
I'd like
Great
run
time.
away. I'd run away from myself.
I'm all about it. I think it's great for mental health. I think it's great for people who have trauma treatment and they're processing things. I am with it. Let's do it.
all right, so next episode you come on, we'll do some psychedelic treats.
All right, I will definitely bring out some psychedelic traits.
So let's
I'm
talk
so down.
about. Let's go down the list here. You've got the brownies, the Rice Krispie treats. You've got the cereal. You've got the pork rinds. You've got the hot Cheetos, which is you got to have those at the sesh because
Right.
everybody in downtown LA wants hot fucking Cheetos. And then, have you seen the cheat for the hot Cheetos now? The motherfuckers don't even put their fingers in the bag now. They just squeeze the bag from the bottom up, like
Oh my God.
and eat it
Eat
like
it
out
of the fucking bag.
like a little fucking mouse when the mouse finds some shit.
Oh my
like this
gosh.
motherfucker. I couldn't tell if he was a genius
That's
or
the
a fucking
best
Chad. I was like,
part,
dude,
is to
that's
get the
fucking.
fingers.
That's different right there. You look awkward, but damn, your hands are clean.
right?
Well, you just got to use the claw. You get the little
The little clippy
clip
thing.
claw and you're, with your fingers,
There you
just the
go.
3 fingers, and you don't get your hands dirty.
And then you
that.
got beverages too. So we
Yes.
got lemonade, and we've also got this blue
Polar Blast. Yeah, these are actually just 2 of the 7 different drinks that we have available right now.
How do you infuse drinks? It's like it's
A
completely
tincture.
foreign to me. Ah.
Yeah, I do it with alcohol.
And you recommend drinking the whole thing in one dose?
No,
otherwise?
no. I mean, it depends. It really just depends.
As your
like
attorney,
I said,
advise you don't drink that
Yeah,
whole thing to your face. All right.
no, like I said, most of these things are very, very strong. Coming from San Bernardino people, they want their shit strong. They want to be able to even take 4 doses out of 1 brownie at times. So all of my stuff is really strong. However, I mean, I would, if I were drinking it, which I don't drink it because it's too strong for me, I would probably drink maybe a quarter of it.
Okay.
That's 100 milligrams for me. I can usually eat the gummies. The hard candies are the best for somebody who is just starting out. Each one of the hard candies is 5 to 7 milligrams a piece. It's what I've given my mom and my grandma at times to go to sleep and try to relax.
Go to sleep, Mom.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of your
trying to make edibles in your kitchen.
A lot of your customers are medicinal patients, so some of them do need that higher pain treatment.
Well,
too.
that's also why I started doing the ginger chews, is because I had one of my best friends up in Oregon, or Washington. She has cancer really bad, so her doctor was telling her that she couldn't have white sugar, she couldn't have anything like that, but she was still trying to medicate. And so I did the raw sugar, I do local honey, and I take the ginger down myself, and I put a lot of work into everything that we make.
Don't mind that. I was just flipping off the
He had a
other guy.
squirrel moment.
I do that all the time.
And then, let's get into it, since healing cancer and helping your loved ones isn't your only passion, but helping the animal kingdom is also part of your passion. So let's get into those CB dog treats. Let's talk about it. Hand me one. I want to eat one now.
I was going to say, honestly, you could completely eat it. You can completely eat it. It is all natural. They have only...
You're making those from scratch?
From scratch. We made these are
the
brand
fuck
new
outta
from
here.
yesterday. We just made a whole new batch yesterday.
My dogs love them.
They are...
Oatmeal based or what?
Oatmeal, sweet potato, chicken, and bacon. And then the CBD
get in here and try one of these cookies.
It's savory.
Right? And the CBD isolate. And I like to use the CBD isolate much more than anything else, just because then there is absolutely no traces of THC for your dogs to digest, which is super lethal for dogs.
Oh. And you do all your other stuff CBD, right?
I do, absolutely. We have everything else that is available CBD too. I don't do a lot of CBD stuff, but special orders for anything. I mean, we will infuse whatever you want us to infuse.
Damn, she's
Fun
white
times.
marketing things.
I am.
Yes,
I will.
Absolutely.
So the sesh game is strong then right now.
It's a little bit. I wouldn't say strong. It's getting a little bit weaker, but we're trying to keep it going. I feel like it's an important thing.
All right, without incriminating yourself, cough if I say a sesh that you go to. Taco sesh, edible sesh, re-up sesh, secret sesh. No, none. Okay. She doesn't go to any of those sessions. Those probably don't even exist anymore.
I throw my own sesh.
No,
What?
Yes.
We got the laced. We got the laced sesh.
No, it's actually right now we're in between names. We just had to change the name of our sesh, but it was the Grind and the Cosmic Casbah for a while. It was one of the biggest seshes
Allegedly.
in San Bernardino. Not allegedly, it was.
No,
no.
This is
You're right.
this is for entertainment purposes
entertainment
only.
purposes.
Yes.
I don't
Right.
actually do this, but
Fucking Nancy Botwin over here.
right? No, we were one of the biggest ones in San Bernardino, and it was a lot of fun. I love doing it. I've been a coordinator of little things, not much of any, weddings and stuff like that, a little bit here and there.
Well,
and
what's the scene on the medicated wedding side of things? Is that something that you get a lot of requests for, or do these?
No, not really. Honestly, when I first started doing this, I started trying to do cakes and cookies and stuff like that were more geared towards the cannabis wedding industry. And
but you come from a background in organizing weddings.
just
and
not
planning.
necessarily organizing weddings. I've done hers. I did mine. I've
She
helped.
has a bodyguard here.
I do. It's my best friend. You know what I mean? I do a little bit here and there for people that I know and that I love and I'm trying to help out, but it wasn't anything that was like a set in stone thing. But it's always been something that party planning, I do for my kid and all of that. It's always been something that was easy come for me. So when I started, coordinating the sesh, it was just kind of perfect.
So with the black market in
Yeah.
such a shitty world, and then the white market also, going through its trials and tribulations, what's the future hold for you? You're at a crossroads. You're at a fork in the roads right now, and you got to make a decision. I'm saying if you had to, would you just stay in the black market right now, or would is there any plan to go on the classic market?
Yeah, you're gonna take this to market.
I mean, my partner and I here, we have really talked about it. I would love to go, legit and legal and be able to do
Why
this.
not white market through a legal kitchen?
And that's not something that I'm opposed to either. It's just finding that person. You know what I
If
mean?
you get the name and you got the following and that just stretches your reach. Gives
Right.
you a bunch of tentacles.
Absolutely. And I've white white labeled a lot of my products before, and I still, we do white labels here and there, not a lot. More wholesale orders I do, so that's really nice. And once in a while, I'll get a wholesale order for a dispensary or something like that. But again, I don't know how legit that is, considering they're coming to me for their legal products. You know what I mean?
Allegedly.
But right, exactly.
So the gray market, and the white market, and the black market. It seems like the middle market's doing the most.
It is. It's really. It's a mix-up. It really is. It's kind
all
of
one big market.
Yeah.
Well, I can't let you go without asking you about the glass game.
Okay. What do you want to know?
Well, I mean, first of all, what's with the chain gang? How do we make unbreakable chains? And
well, they're not unbreakable for sure. They're not unbreakable. Let me tell you, I fix chains more than I make chains lately. Anyway.
Oh damn, these guys! It's hard because when you're wearing a glass chain and you want to just gig out and you want to flip your head around.
Well, that's exactly what it is. I've got.
That's what you do when you wear glass chains,
right?
Right?
Dude, I'm telling you, you always forget and try to headbang.
They make you feel like you want to headbang. No, I have a lot of the people that are around my sesh that have them, and they go a little crazy and do crack, but it's really easy to fix. I've always loved glass. I've always really wanted to be.
How long have you been blowing glass?
Only 3 years.
That seems like a long time.
It seems like a long time, but when I don't have the time to actually get on the torch, it's my hobby. The torch is pretty much like once everything else in my life is done, that's what I get to do for fun. And
she's too busy making dog treats.
It's true.
Yes.
It really is. And
helping people.
How being a mom and
you gotta break the chain.
Right? Dun-dun-dun.
Cue up the Fleetwood
Thank
Mac.
you.
There it is. There's the sound.
So glass, laced edibles, and she knows how to grow.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
are we going to eat something live on the air?
Yes, let's do it.
All
What do you
right.
want? Okay, you
I want something that was homemade, not a dog treat.
It's all homemade.
Is that cheese?
That's what she wants.
Butter cake.
Butter
That's one of the.
cake.
That's
I
the
fucking
butter
It's a
cake.
fan
Butter
favorite.
cakes.
You guys want a sucker?
Always.
I know, Chelsea.
I'll
Yeah,
get
so
in
what
on
we're
any
having
of
here
those
is some butter cake.
patisseries over
What
there.
do you want?
Classic.
Come and pick one. You gotta try the drinks too.
Classic
I've never actually
flavor.
tried the drinks.
Kind of like a shortbread,
Everybody
right?
open it
butter
up.
cake, is that like a shortbread?
No, what it is,
No,
it's like a chewy cheesecake.
It's delicious.
It is it's probably
I
the
tear
best
them
thing
up.
on my menu.
And what's the shelf life on everything?
The shelf life usually is about 3 weeks. They can go
This
about
smells
Keep them in the fridge. They
smells
last even
fantastic.
longer.
Yeah, if you keep them in the fridge, and especially now that we've changed our packaging so that these are all airtight, they stay good much longer.
You can't taste wheat at all.
No.
I want that Rice Krispie treat.
This one's mine. Don't even look at my
Catch.
cake.
I can get more.
So what kind of...
I know, like solid.
I got more
Before-
in here too. If you guys want to try anything else too, I got.
This is
stuff.
phenomenal. The Lace Bakery's hydroponic chef approved. This shit slaps right here. I'm going to be lit in about an hour.
Yeah, you are.
But so you have any new holiday creations you're coming out with that you want to plug?
Well, we are gonna start doing. We do the sugar cookies. We can either do the specialty sugar cookies that you want decorated, or we can give you the decorating box where you get the sugar cookies that are not decorated, along with some different color
Medicated icing and shit.
icing and stuff like that. And
she
we
made
do
all the cookies for Taboo Talk series.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have a few cookies in here too for
fun.
everybody to eat afterwards too. But we do.
Sorry,
this-
callers, you missed out.
Yeah, I know, right? We
Leave the strongest one for BMC.
We're gonna eat it live
There-
on the.
I
Yeah,
was-
we're gonna eat it live on the Heavy Tea.
We always
Brush
give
Show
him the
tonight.
heaviest dose we can find, and he eats it right on the show.
And the
All
higher
right.
the higher he is, the higher he is, the more love he shows.
perfect. We'll give him the brownie then.
Yeah.
So, but we also do the oils and like olive oil, vegetable oil, any butters and stuff like that too, that anybody wants to, take home and medicate whatever they have at home.
Nice.
The oil is my favorite. The olive oil is my favorite just because you can take it and like go to Olive Garden and have leftovers, come home and put a little bit of this olive oil in it, mix it up, and it's completely medicated.
Everything
Nice.
is an
I
edible.
Love,
Yeah.
I love it. You do savory, you do sweet. It's a great way to do it, and you advertise it and market it well. If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
What would I be doing? Probably
Blowing glass.
blowing glass more. Yeah.
Making the bongs.
Yeah, well, the bongs started Because I didn't have a torch.
What's your glass Instagram?
CBXD420.
CBXD420. Go put some stuff on her commission list. Get rid of all her free time. She doesn't get no holiday time this season.
Right.
Forget cookie making. It's all
Keep her
about
busy.
blowing the glass. But who do you want to give some love to before we take off?
Just the whole. Well, I don't know. You want to get up in here?
I think she's trying to sing. I think she's trying to sing a song.
Now all of
She
a
wants
sudden,
to be a part of it.
right? I was
She's
gonna
like,
say
1 minute.
this
Like,
bitch
let
over
me clear
here.
my throat. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Shout out to my bodyguard with my glass chain. What kind of chain are you wearing tonight? Purple candy.
Yeah.
Purple candy.
Nice.
So no, I just
Makes beautiful
honestly
stuff.
the whole cannabis community. I could not do what I do without you people. It's exactly what it is. The whole cannabis community that I work with, they are amazing, and I really would not be where I am. And honestly, I wouldn't be where I am without Chelsea. I mean, I didn't even know her, and I knew that I needed to impress her, and then she came by my table without even me knowing who she was. That was who was the girl that I needed to impress, and I did it.
That's enough love.
It
We're not going to be able to
was.
get her head through the door. She's got such a big head now.
I got
Well,
a
no,
picture
she's
of-
no,
One of my
absolutely.
best friends in the world.
She's the best. She's lined up all these interviews these last couple of weeks, and big ups to you. Happy holidays, Chelsea, with your Godzilla sweater.
I know. I think I'm
You're
gonna have a
bigger
new
than
sweater
Godzilla.
every week.
You're bigger than King
Right.
Kong. You're bigger than the legal market and black market combined. All
Damn.
right.
Well,
But
thank
a
you.
big thank you to Danica from Lace Bakery Company, and thanks for getting us lit today. And
Thank
the
you,
Heavy
guys.
Tea Grow Show's coming up here in a minute. You pay attention, you might even learn something. 562-653-0707.
Well, hold on.
And,
Let me drop this real quick. This disclaimer.
Portion of this show is designed as entertainment only
bring that
for
back
legal.
real quick.
The cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, dig.
This
All
has
right,
been
we
Farm to
are
Table
safe now.
Cannabis. And I am the Hydro Chef. A big thank you to Shoam from the smokerstable.com. And happy holidays, DFZ Radio. Thank you, Danica.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Hook up that hydro make me feel high, feeling so high. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Hook up that hydro make me feel high, feeling so high. Chefs in the kitchen and they chopping up hydro. The hydro chefs in the building and they rolling up hydro. Hydro's in the kitchen and they cooking it up. Hydro, let's go. Hydro's in the studio. Chop it up, chop it up. Up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Hook up that hydro make me feel high, feeling so high. Roll up, cook up hydro. Roll up, cook up hydro. Roll up, cook up hydro. Let's go. Roll up, cook up hydro. Start the show.
General Hydroponics.
Young F. I knew you was mine the first time I gripped you. So many others on the menu, but I had to have you. Case you ever snapped, I had two. One on the side, one just to ride. When the other one acting up. Roll with me and got matching trucks. One clean, while the other one catching dust. How about you and me? Let's paint the town light. No one else exists but us two when we skating around right. I can't deny it, no, keep quiet. This kind of love, no, she's so worth it, so perfect. Can I tell you what you remind me of? Skateboard, baby. Cause I wanna ride you, something like Rip-Tape, yeah. Cause I can't wait to lay you down, and I plan on riding all night, yeah. Till the sun comes up or the hot lights flash. I'ma play the top, you just play the bottom. As long as you rollin', you know that we ride. I'm about to
slam it like a car door, keep you on all four, give you it hardcore, how you deserve it. You already know the ledge, live life over the edge. I fucked with you on the reg. Look at all the blood that I bled. I took the fall, but I got up, brushed myself off, and I kept skating right to where you were located. That ass deserve an ovation. Time with you never wasted, and our conversations are spoken mainly through body language. Concept is complicated. Before I grind, I'ma need some wax. This kind of coping don't crack. I prefer to keep my bands on when I'm climbing in from the back and say I'm keeping her grounded, and she keep me on wood. My bottom bitch, I admit I don't treat you like I should.
My skateboard, baby, 'cause I wanna ride ya, something like grip tape, yeah, 'cause I can't wait to lay you down, and I plan on riding all night, yeah, till the sun comes up or the cotton lights flash. I'ma play the top, you just play the bottom, as long as you rollin'. You know that I'm right.
There should be no debate on where you came from. Birthplace, that Golden State. I rode a 8.5, non-ply, no rollerblades on my toes. Before this thing went in vogue, I was still skating on bones. Even had a brigade of my own. Anxious, couldn't wait to leave home. Yeah, to hit a curve and some stairs. With the herb in the air, to drop in the vert, I was scared. I had a board I named Medina. After abroad, I was seeing both remind me of each other. And the reason I knew it would end in pieces. And I'd have to find another, treat that rubber like a helmet. That was advice from my brother. Treat my wood like my woman, and my woman like my wood. Oh yeah, she bad, and that's bad. You remind me,
you remind me, boy, baby, 'cause I wanna ride ya, something like grip tape, yeah, 'cause I can't wait to lay you down, and I plan on riding all night, yeah, till the sun comes up or the cotton lights flash. I'ma play the top, you just play the bottom, as long as you rollin', you know that I'm riding,
That was Farm to Table Cannabis right here live on DFZRadio.com. Make sure you stay tuned right here on DFZ Radio Network. We got the Heavy Tea Grow Show coming up next.
DFZRadio.com.